And we're getting a piece of breaking news. Sakshi Malik has told ANI that she reports suggest that she met Union Home Minister Amit Shah. What we are also learning is that Sakshi Malik has said that it was a normal conversation with Amit Shah. They have only one demand, that is to arrest Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh. They have not stepped back from the protest. They have resumed their work as she has resumed her work as OSD in the railway. She wants to clarify that they will keep protesting until they get justice. They will not step back. Referring to the minor girl who has accused Brij Bhushan Singh of sexual harassment, has not taken back any FIR. All the details that are coming out that they have withdrawn their protest is fake. That's the piece of breaking news that's coming in. Sakshi Malik clarifying that the protest will continue, the fight for justice will continue. Remember, initially reports suggested that Sakshi Malik may have exited the protest, but what we are learning is that their protest will continue. In fact, all wrestlers will continue the agitation against Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh. Sakshi Malik has said that they met Union Home Minister Amit Shah. It was a normal conversation and they have only one demand, that Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh should be arrested. I'm joined by my colleague Nikhil Lakhwani on the phone line. Nikhil, give us the details.
This is now the official clarification which has come out from the wrestler side. All of them have put out a tweet on the social media platform informing that the protest will continue to take place until the time that justice is served to them. And for them, justice clearly means that the arresting of Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh should take place at the earliest. And there were many of the reports which were doing round on the social media platforms that some of them some of the wrestlers are facing difference of opinion after meeting Union Home Minister Amit Shah. And few days back, this is also one such big thing which took place. As far as wrestlers' protest is concerned, a small delegation of them, they had reached out to Union Home Minister. This after the Mahapanchayat, which was organized in Muzaffarnagar, where Rakesh Tiket as well, he has informed that the official communication of the channel is opened up between the wrestlers and with that of the ruling dispensation, after which we have seen that how the wrestlers had met. But the meeting remained inconclusive in that sense, because whatever the demands which were put forth by the wrestlers, it had not reached any of the consensus by all the parties who were present at that particular place. And this is the particular meeting which took place at the residence of Home Minister Amit Shah in the National Capital, Delhi. So after that, we have seen that there were other Mahapanchayats as well which were organized, but the mood of the wrestlers was relatively softened in that particular sense. And if you go by the details, Rakesh Tiket already announced that until 9th June, that is the time which was given by them from the community to the central government to take any of the action. If no action is taken place, then the wrestlers along with the farm leaders and their community, they are going to sit in at the protest site Jantar Mantar despite all the probationary orders by the Delhi police. So this was something which was already taking place. On the other side, there is also confirmed report that all of the wrestlers who were part of the railway job, they have rejoined their job, but they have at the same time clarified that the protests will continue to take place. In what form, in what shape it is going to be seen in the next couple of days, this is something that we will have to wait for a while. But also there were reports that there is difference of opinion, there is rift between all the wrestlers. It is now put to hold. And it is now put on mute by all the wrestlers, clarifying it on the social media platform. So we will have to wait for a couple of more days as to how they are going to take it forward. Because on the other side, if we talk about the investigation, Ayushman, the Delhi police, through the sources, this is what we have learned, that so far they have not found any of the concrete evidence, whatever was claimed against Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh. And if so, then after a couple of days, a detailed status report or closure report, so to say, will be filed by the Delhi police, stating that nothing has been found against Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh. This is also one such point of disappointment, and this is something which has upset all the wrestlers. So there are many of the developments which are currently taking place, but all we have to do is to wait for a few days to get as to how the wrestlers are going to take it further. What we do know is that the Delhi police, whatever the investigation they had to do, it has already reached to a particular point. There are also some form of changes which have been recorded before the magistrate, because the minor which was being referred to, out of which the FIR was mentioned in POXO as well, that minor has also made some of the slight change in her statement before the magistrate. This has also come out as one of the development in this particular case. So at the same time, there are so many things which are currently underway. But what we do know and what is confirmed so far is that they all are together. They all have rejoined their railway job. But what is the shape and form of the protest? It will be seen in the next couple of days. Back to you, Ashfaq.
Right. At the same time, Nikhil, but we can also highlight the fact that there is continuous outreach from the government at the same time to achieve some sort of middle ground when it comes to diffusing these protests, because these wrestlers continue to gain a lot of support from other members of the sports fraternity. This is becoming a political hot button as well. So the government is also trying their best in order to diffuse these protests, trying to reassure the wrestlers that the investigation is underway. But the wrestlers, they want immediate action against Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh.
Well, as far as the government channel is concerned, it is also a sense of relief for the wrestlers as well, because after a couple of months, finally we are seeing that some form of communication have finally organized and established between the wrestlers and the ruling dispensation. Because when the wrestlers sat on the protest at the site of Jantar Mantar, this is also which was raised by them, that nobody from the government have reached out to them in particular about their concerns. But now we are seeing that after the turn of events which took place at the Har Ki Pauri, Haridwar, at that time as well, one of the prominent union minister who comes from the western UP in the Bharatiya Janata Party, he had also reached out to the wrestlers. And now there are other developments which have also taken place, like the wrestlers have reached out to the highest authority. This tells us a picture that the communication is happening, that the discussions are being held. But we need to see as to how it is going to take some form or some change. And as far as the meeting with Union Home Minister is concerned, we have been given to understand that over 2 hours this particular meeting lasted, where a small delegation of the wrestlers had reached out to them. There were many of the points which were put forth by them, and they have also expressed their disappointment over the investigation carried out by the Delhi police and the politics which is taking place surrounding all of these activities. But what it appears, and this is something which we have been given to understand through the sources, that the meeting remained inconclusive because they were only adamant of their demand that Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh should be arrested. But how we should see it is as the communication is, actually happening between all the parties, all these stakeholders. And the reflection of the same is also now seen on the ground zero. Yesterday as well, there was this Maha Panchayat which took place in one of the village in Gohana, which falls in the Haryana state. We have not seen any of the major announcement by Bajrang Punia, because many of the leaders of the farmer community, they were also part of the Maha Panchayat. The tickets were there. Gurnam Singh Chaduni was also there. Satyapal Malik, former Jammu Kashmir governor, he was also there. Jayant Chaudhary was also there from RLD. So there were many of the people who are in some form of the other against the Bharatiya Janata Party, but no official or big announcement came out from that particular thing. And now what is confirmed after that particular meeting, that all the wrestlers have rejoined their railway job. So this also gives us a clarity that this is something which is currently happening on the ground zero. But on the other side, how this is going to take shape in next couple of days, this is also something which should be seen, because there are many of the stakeholders who have now started saying that the wrestlers' protest has taken over by all the farmers, and the farmers have also come out openly in large number. They are saying that they are standing tall with all the wrestlers because they come from their community and they are going to put forth their voice. And if the wrestlers are not being heard, if any of the demand is not being met, then they are yet again going to block all the borders of the national capital, Delhi. So we need to see how on the other side the farmers are going to respond to these kind of new segments which are now coming out. So for that, we will have to wait for a couple of days. And also, since the 9th of June is approaching, we have to wait for the official channel of communication from the wrestler side as well as to what their next move is going to be.
Right. Thank you, Nikhil, for sharing your perspective on this tussle that's taking place over the wrestler protest. Please stay with us. We're getting some more reactions coming in. Let's listen in.
आपका ट्वीट हमने देखा, लेकिन कंफ्यूजन ये निकल के आ रहा है कि रेलवे की नौकरी दोबारा ज्वाइन कर दी है, तो क्या प्रोटेस्ट में शामिल हो सकती हैं, नहीं हो सकती है? कुछ अगर आप इस पे क्लैरिफाई करना चाहें।
जी देखिए, हम लगातार हमारी जो ये लड़ाई है ये जारी है। हमारी अभी आगे की स्ट्रेटेजीज वगैरह जो भी है वो बन रही हैं। तब तक कुछ 1-2 काम था वो इन्होंने आग्रह किया उनके जो भी साथ हैं। तो इस तरह के प्रोपगेंडे जो अकल से ही फैलाए जा रहे हैं कि हम अमित शाह के घर लड्डू खाया है, आज कुछ और लड़के ने वापस ले लिए, तीन बैक टू बैक गलत न्यूज जो दिखाई जा रही टीवी पे। तो मैं आप सबसे अनुरोध करता हूं, प्लीज पूरी सुनिए, आप सबसे अनुरोध करता हूं, इस तरह के प्रोपगेंडे को दिखा के आप जनता में नाराजगी और मत बढ़ाइए। ये सभी की सभी न्यूज गलत है। तर मंत्र से उठा के भगा दिया हमको। अभी हम प्रोटेस्ट कर रहे हैं क्या? प्रोटेस्ट कर रहे थे जब लगातार हम लीव पे थे, हमने अपने पूरे लेटर लिख रखे थे। अब हम आगे की तैयारी कर रहे हैं। आपने घर पे बैठा दिया हमारे को, जंतर मंतर के बाहर इतनी सारी पुलिस जो है तैयार कर दी, तो कहाँ है प्रोटेस्ट? प्रोटेस्ट तो हमारे उठा के उस दिन 28 तारीख को हमारे साथ किस तरह की ज्यादती करी गई थी वो पूरे देश ने देखा था। हमें जाने दो जंतर मंतर पे वापस प्रोटेस्ट करने, हम नहीं जाएंगे कहीं भी।
मैं बस आपसे वही कॉन्फर्मेशन दोबारा चाह रही थी। आपकी साक्षी मलिक से बात हुई थी, उन्होंने क्या बोला? ये जो खबर चल रही है कि उन्होंने रेसलर्स प्रोटेस्ट से विड्रॉ कर लिया है।
नहीं मैम, ये खबर गलत है, कोई भी टोट कर।
तो उन्होंने जो नौकरी रीज्वाइन करी है उसके पीछे क्या रीजन है?
मैम नौकरी का तो ये ना इम्पोर्टेंट काम आता है, साइन वगैरह होता है ना साक्षी के, तो इसलिए जाना पड़ जाता है।
उनसे आपकी कोई बात हुई तो उन्होंने क्या बोला? प्रोटेस्ट को लेके आगे जारी रहेगा?
बिल्कुल मैम, जारी रहेगा वो।
क्या लगता है साक्षी मलिक के डिसीजन के पीछे क्या है?
मेरा मानना है कि एशियन गेम्स अगले साल ओलंपिक है, तो उसने कुछ सोच समझ कर अच्छा पैसा लिया है। क्योंकि पिछले 3-4 महीनों से पूरा एक कुश्ती की जो छवि पूरे देश में और खेलों की छवि जो खराब हुई है पूरे देश और दुनिया में यौन शोषण के मामले में। और मैंने पहले ही बोला था कि कोई दिक्कत किसी के साथ गलत हुआ है तो एफआईआर होनी चाहिए और किसी कोई दोष को सजा मिलनी चाहिए। और अभी ये पहलवान ये है तो मैं और पहलवान से बोलूंगा कि अपनी मेहनत कीजिए, पुलिस अपना काम कर रही है, कोर्ट हमें न्यायालय पूरा भरोसा है, उसमें सब सच निकल के आएगा। और पहलवानों का इस दोबारा जो पहलवान धरने में बैठे थे उनको यूज किया गया विपक्षी दलों द्वारा, इनके कंधे बंदूक के चलाई गई है और इनको एक बदनाम किया गया है पहलवानों को यहाँ पे बैठा के। और खासकर देखा आपने 28 तारीख को जब प्रधानमंत्री जी ने संसद का उद्घाटन कर रहे थे तब 18-19 दलों ने इसका विरोध किया था। उसमें पहलवानों को भी भड़कला गया और उसकी तरफ प्रदर्शन करने के लिए इनको उकसाया गया।
Nikhil continues to be with us on the broadcast. So, Nikhil, for the benefit of our viewers, just decode all the charges that Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh is currently facing. He's facing multiple charges of sexual harassment and even outraging the modesty of women. At the same time, also decode for us the assurances that the government has given the wrestlers.
Well, Aishwan, as far as the charges are concerned, if you also go by the timeline, on 23rd of April, 7 numbers and all women, including that of minor, they had reached out at the police station of Connaught Place, filing the official complaint against Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh. And after the matter reaching out at the doorstep of the apex court, finally it was directed to the Delhi police that they have to file the official FIR. And different of the sections say FIR was filed, including that of a separate FIR of the POSCO Act, which means Prevention of Children from the Sexual Offences. This was filed over the complaint of a minor. And all 7 women wrestlers, they had, narrated their sequence of events as to how the, allegations took place against Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh. After which we have seen that the couple of statements were recorded from both the sides, be it from the Bhushan side or from the victim side as well. And the Delhi police have also recorded the statement from some of the referees, from some of the coaches as well. A proper investigation team was formed from the side of the Delhi police, who were dispatched to different locations of the country, including to some of the states as well. But now what we have been given to understand from the Delhi police side is that no concrete evidence has been found whatsoever out of the investigation. And if it continues to take place, and after a couple of days, the Delhi police is going to file yet again a status report as to what kind of evidences so far has been found. Are they sufficient enough or not? And also the matter, after reaching out to the apex court and after the filing of the FIR, it had gone to the Rouse Avenue court. But if we talk about the fresh updates, there is also a change in the statement from the side of the minor as well. There were many of the controversy which were also doing round as far as her statement is concerned. And now we have been given to understand that a day or two back, a revised statement from the side of minor has been moved forward in the Patiala House Court, one of the court in the national capital, Delhi. So that is one side of the investigation. If we talk about the other details from the side of the accused, number one, Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh, he has already been sidelined from the WFI. His tenure is already over. So now we can say that he is the former boss of the Wrestling Federation of India. He also wanted to hold one of the Maha rally in his hometown, that is Gonda, and in Ayodhya, in fact, so to say, which is near to Gonda. It was also set to take place on 5th of June, but now it has also been postponed after the directions given out from the central leadership of the Bharatiya Janata Party. So amid all this, now what we do know is that the farm leaders are going to decide, along with the wrestlers, that what is the next course of action as far as the protest is concerned. Back to you, Ashman.
Right. Thank you, Nikhil, for getting us all those details.